Hello, I'm Papa Ted, and this is a indie review of Axiom Verge on the PlayStation 4. This was just released a couple of days ago. It's an indie game, and it's basically Metroid, Super Metroid. But, well, it very obviously takes its inspiration from that. I mean, it's impossible not to see that influence when playing the game, but can it stand up on its own as a game that, when we look at separately from Metroid, is it still good, even though it takes all these influences from it? And I certainly think that it does stand up on its own. I thoroughly have enjoyed what I've played so far. It's a story that basically begins with a scientist in his lab, and the lab collapses, and his experiments that you don't actually know what he's doing have failed, and he thinks all his work has gone to waste. But he doesn't die, or at least he doesn't think he's dead, and we don't think that he's dead, but he appears in this sort of underground labyrinth, almost, alien world, but his lab has just collapsed, which is in New Mexico. So where has he gone to, and how is he here? So that is something that we'll maybe find out as you progress through the story. But so far the story is a bit confusing, and well, not confusing, but it's just not there really yet. And I'm sure we'll find more a la Metroid things when it comes to like notes or logs. The gameplay, as you can see, is very Metroid. I mean, you've even got the little things walking around the walls there, and it's a side-scroller, sort of pixelated style, which a lot of these indie games have at the moment, which I still like, and the game looks, I think, very good actually. The colours are great, the environments are quite interesting and atmospheric. The enemy design so far isn't incredible, but the first couple of bosses are very good, and I think they're only going to get better. From what I've heard, the later areas as well are a lot more interesting and less like Metroid actually. It's a Castlevania Metroid style exploration adventure, so it doesn't hold your hand on where to go. You will explore as you want, and you'll come across dead ends or areas that require a special item to progress. And whereas in Metroid you got upgrades to your suits and your abilities, this one, without spoiling too much, it basically focuses on your weapon, because you are a lowly scientist, or so it seems anyway. So the weapon you pick up seems to have some kind of alien power, and you pick up extra ammo, I suppose you could call it, or upgrades for your gun that are almost like abilities. They have special powers, like there might be one that you can fire, and then when you press the button again it'll explode like a bomb, and you can use that to hit switches and out of reach areas that you couldn't hit before. The game is made entirely by one guy. He did the art for it, the graphics, he composed the music, which is kind of an 8-bit sort of 1980s style, retro style, which is great. I think music's very good so far. He designed it, and he coded it, so kudos to him. And so far, I mean, it plays brilliantly. It's very responsive, it's very smooth, and if you're a fan of sci-fi games, or basically, if you love Super Metroid and you love Castlevania games, you will really enjoy this. And at the moment it's only £13.50 for PSN subscribers, which is I think 10% off its normal price. So if you like indie games, retro games, or Super Metroid or Castlevania, definitely check this one out. I'm thoroughly enjoying it so far, and I really recommend it. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next review. Cheers.